Howdy. So I was running low on some bore solvent here, so I figured I'd show you how I make it. It's an old recipe from the internet. I believe it's called Ed's Red. I use this for cleaning the barrels of my guns, breaking stuff free as like a penetrating oil, removing rust. It's good for just about anything. I keep it in these little bottles like this when I'm using them, and it works great. And my wife says it stinks, but honestly I think this smells better than hops. I don't really like the smell of hops. It gives me a headache. And this stuff just works good, and it's cheap. That's the thing, it's cheap. So there's 3 ingredients. The first one is odorless mineral spirits. The second is kerosene. And probably the most expensive ingredient in this is ATF. The brand doesn't matter, the kind of ATF doesn't matter, just automatic transmission fluid. And I generally use a glass bottle. I think these mineral spirits will eat through a plastic bottle if you use one of those. So really you just mix it up into thirds. Probably use a funnel. And you can just eyeball it. It doesn't really matter all that much. It's a little over, but we already had some in there when we started. Do the mineral spirits next. And then our ATF. And of course there's some spillage. But that's what you keep filthy rags around for. And I use this when I'm cleaning the guns anyways, so it's not like it matters. So that's the solvent. And this is what I use for oil. Just motor oil for Toyotas or Hondas. It's 0W20. I started using it in the AKs because AKs aren't really picky about how you lube them. Started using it in other stuff and I haven't had any issues at all. And I keep the lubricating oil in a little bottle like this too. So yeah, it's cheap, it's easy, and it works really well. Alright, so now that we've talked about what it is, how it's made, let's talk about how you use it. It's a pretty strong solvent, so you don't want to get it on any of the polymer. So keep it on the metal, keep it on the parts that you actually need to clean, that you actually need solvent for, and you should be good. So mainly the barrel. I take a little in here, stick some in there. Doesn't take a whole lot, but you don't have to be super sparing with it because you got a whole ton of it. And while it does lubricate, you do want to use an actual lubricant too. So you get it in there nice. Clean it off, and then I generally run a bore snake through. And that looks good to me. These parts, you don't really use the solvent on. You just clean it off. These metal parts you can if you need to, but generally you don't need to. I mean, if you spill some here, you just use that. And if it's really dirty in here, I just use a bunch of old toothbrushes for this, just for scrubbing inside. So just take your barrel. You already wiped the cleaner off. Just a little bit of oil on there. And then kind of wipe that off. And these metal contacts, the parts that actually touch the slide, put a little on my finger, and then just dab those spots. This is the oil, not the solvent. And then just wipe it down. And that about does it.